50s styles? Ha! It's the 90s, and I'm sick of these. They should put something else like cats or something on them.
No cats, no calicos, nothing like that. I mean, I like them. Even Trevor loves them.
I think they're hot and stupid. I have to wear it to my grandparents' 50th anniversary, and boy, am I going to get sick of them.
Well, it's got to be fun if you just think of fun things.
Ha! I'd rather wear my night clothes there.
Ha!
Well, maybe. At least I can act like I'm walking my dog.
Yep, that's nice, huh? See, now there's something nice about them.
Yeah, I guess I'll be okay. Thanks, Amanda.
Bye.
Okay, now we're going to show you our dance. Just turn it off for a second. Tell me when it's on.
Now.
That's fun, that. These t-shirts are too long and too hot.
Oh, these white things are fine to me.
I have to wear it to my grandmother's 50th anniversary, and they're too hot.
Well, hey, I had to wear this, and it fit me just fine.
I'd rather wear nothing than this.
Your birthday suit? I doubt you would want to do that.
It's hot.
Well, ask your mom to cut the sleeves.
Well, she won't. I asked her.
We'll tell them to turn the air conditioner up.
They won't do that. Hey, I just thought of a swell idea.
What?
Why not roll up our sleeves?
Good idea.
Okay, thanks, Buster.
Thanks, who?
Sure.
Good job, girl. Good job. I can't videotape and clap at the same time.
That's what we're
Okay, sure now.
Yay! Almost.
Thank you, cousin.
Very nice, very nice. Clap, 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 clap. Thunderous applause. Thank you, girls.
Thank you. No autographs, no autographs.
Famous director.
Question mark cat. Question mark cat, huh? Hey, Mommy, watch my skirt go flying. Watch my skirt go flying.
Good girl. Get her bottom down.
Watch my skirt fly. Watch.
She says hi. Look.
Nice.
Look, she says hi. What you doing?
Chrissy, you want to be in a movie?
together. That's not okay. Thank you.
However, now his computer is one of the older computers, which now things are much less work and more informative and everything, but this is just the explanation why he's saying this. And however, female lines do not continue as the male lines do. So I guess this program, Equality of Gender Discrimination, and lacks political correctness. Oh well, he says. But he had it in the shop and was able to get it out. He run all of this for me. And then whatever happened to it, it would not produce the copies. So he sent them all to me, and I took them over and had copies made. And they cost me a little more than I had intended for them to. We also have, for those of you that are interested, and those that are not, maybe later on you will be, our grandmother and granddaddy's marriage license.
Oh, you bet.
And I've made copies and put with each one of these. And this, they were married in 1890. And Richard had found this marriage license, and then Doris found it, and from her copy she sent that we made copies for just all of you to have. Each one of these, there is on the front here of our grandmothers, of John Johnson Holly and Donnie Lee Holly. And you'll see that it gives their children, and what Richard was saying there, that what am I trying to say in the computer? Anyway, the program that is in it wouldn't carry through with the female. So you'll look at it, you'll see what I'm talking about. So you've got a little more here, but there's a sheet, there is one for each one of the families and children that will carry on down. Now there are some mistakes. I want you to take yours and look at it to send each one of you the corrected copy. Then I'll send it to Richard and he can correct it on the computer. So if we could get them out for this time.
I don't think anybody can be worried about you.
No. We appreciate all the work and the effort, the research and the...
Oh, well, I have a card. He doesn't know this, and I thought we'd just sign and send to Richard, say thank you for putting all of this together.
Margaret, everybody has signed that card except Alta and Alta Jean, Esther, and these boys here on the last, here on the table. That's everybody else
So
signed.
you will just sign, and he will put it on the master, the disc that he has. And he says when different things happen, marriages, deaths, births, and all, if they'll send it to him, he will keep a running record of this, so we will have something that I'll check that against my addresses. I think some of us, I got back, Candy and their granddaughters.
Why the other day was in that Bible. But who knows? But they had both days in it. I think you thought one of them was
Well,
You didn't even want me around. And now I'm back to let you know I can really shake them down.
Granddaughter.
Oh, there you go.
You can tell I can't see very well. I have to watch all light.
traveling is always an exciting, memorable experience. However, as Dave Berry notices in his travel guide, there is nothing in the world that quite compares with the memories of traveling as a family. Family travel has been an American tradition ever since the days when hardy pioneer families crossed the Great Plains in oxen-drawn covered wagons, braving harsh weather, hostile Native Americans, unforgiving terrain, scarce food, and, worst of all, the constant whining coming from the back seat. Are we there yet? Hey, these planes aren't so great. Mom, Edgar's making hostile gestures at those Native Americans. Are we almost there? Mom, Rebecca dumped some unforgiving terrain into my scarce food. Please, can we stop here and settle Kansas? Please, please, please. Yuck, we're eating bison again? When are we gonna be there? Mom, little Ben put oxen poop in his hair. Yes, it was brutally hard, but those brave pioneers kept going, day after day, month after month, never stopping. And do you know why? Because Dad was driving, that's why. When Dad is driving, he never stops for anything. This is part of the Guy Code of Conduct. A lot of those early pioneer dads, when they got to California, drove their wagons directly into the Pacific Ocean and would probably have continued to Japan if it had not been for shark damage to the oxen. Another part of the Guy Code of Conduct still in effect is that only Dad can drive. If necessary, Dad will permanently bond his hands to the steering wheel with crazy glue to prevent Mom from driving. Because he knows that if she had the wheel, she might suffer a lapse of judgment and decide to actually stop for something such as food or sleep or medical care for little Jennifer, whose appendix has apparently burst. No, Dad will not allow minor distractions such as these to interfere with his vacation schedule, which looks like this. 6 to 6:15 a.m. See Yellowstone National Park. 6:15 to 6:25 a.m. See Grand Canyon. 6:15 to 7 a.m. See Latin America. What Dad means by see, of course, is drive past at 67 miles per hour. Dad feels it is a foolish waste of valuable vacation time to get out of the car and actually go look at an attraction such as the White House, Niagara Falls, the Louvre. But for real family travel fun, there is no substitute for actually reaching some type of destination. And the #1 family travel destination of all, as measured in total miles of people waiting in line, is of course the Walt You Will Have Fun Disney World themed shopping complex and resort compound. Once you get to Florida, you can't miss Disney World because the Disney Corporation owns the entire center of the state. Just get on any major highway and eventually it will dead end in a Disney parking area large enough to have its own climate, populated by large nomadic families who have been trying to find their car since the Carter administration. Be sure to note carefully where you leave your car, because later on you may want to sell it so you can pay for your admission tickets. But never mind the price, the point is that you're finally there in the ultimate vacation fantasy paradise, ready to have fun. Okay, you're not exactly there yet. First you have to wait for the parking lot train, driven by cheerful uniformed Disney employees, to come around and pick you up and give you a helpful lecture about basic tram safety rules, such as never fall out of the tram without coming to a full and complete stop. But now, the tram ride is over and it's time for fun, right? Don't be an idiot. It's time to wait in line to buy admission tickets. Most experts recommend that you go with the 47-day pass, which will give you a chance, if you never eat or sleep, to visit all of the Disney-themed attractions, including the City of the Future, the Land of Yesterday, the dull suburban residential community of sometime next month, What Adventure, Farms on Mars, the World of Furniture, Sponge Encounter, the Nuclear Flute Orchestra, Appliance Island, and the Great Underwater Robot Hairdresser Adventure, just to name a few. And now, you've inched your way to the front of the line, and the cheerful uniformed Disney employee is stamping your hand with some special invisible chemical that penetrates your nervous system and causes you to temporarily acquire the personality of a cow. Moo, you shout as you surge forward with the rest of the herd. And now, unbelievably, you're actually inside the Magic Kingdom. At last, Mecca! You crane your head to see over the crowd around you, and with an innocent, childlike wonder, you behold a much larger crowd. Ha, you are having some kind of fun now. And now, you are pushing your way forward, thrusting other vacationers aside, knocking over their strollers if necessary, because little Jason wants to ride on Space Mountain. Little Jason has been talking about Space Mountain ever since Oklahoma, and by gosh, you're going to take him on it no matter how long the... My gosh, can this be the line for Space Mountain? This line is so long there are Cro-Magnon families at the front. Perhaps if you could just explain to little Jason that he could be a deceased old man by the time he gets on the actual ride, then he'll agree to skip it, and... No, don't scream, little Jason. It's okay. We'll just purchase some official Mickey Mouse sleeping bags, and we'll stay in line for as long as it takes. The heck with third grade. We'll just stand here and chew our cud. On the other hand, traveling with teenagers is somewhat more difficult than traveling with members of the actual human race. It's very important for you to be sensitive to the fact that during this difficult transition from child to adult, your teenagers are undergoing intense emotional stresses that cause them, for solid psychological reasons, to regard you as the biggest geek ever to roam the planet. This is because a teenager's life is an extremely intense, impossibly complex drama, and you cannot possibly understand the plot. All you can do is blunder around like some kind of nearsighted elephant, making a mess of everything, including the seemingly simple act of asking a passing waitress for ketchup. You say, "Waitress, can we please have some ketchup?" And your teenage daughter says, "Oh, Father, how could you?" And crying, she rushes from the restaurant. You say, "What did I do?"
Look on the seat of the chair you sat in for lunch and see if there is a sticker on the bottom of your chair or on the back. It was a random. You moved it. Go perform. I just want to wish every father here a happy Father's Day tomorrow. I love all of you.
Oh.
You were wondering, what's your name tag? Don't lose these. This is your identify paper. Each one of these numbers represents a generation. And Aunt Edna, to most of us, some of them seem to, but I did not know this for a long time. In this picture of our grandparents with their children, there is a boy standing at the back. And he was the firstborn of that family. He was killed in a hunting accident, I think was my understanding. Anyway, and he was about 12 years old.
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
He
So
followed through the fence and put his gun down and leaned against the fence while he crawled through. And it fled, and somehow the went off and shot him and killed him.
We still hear this happening today, don't we, so many times. And we were hunters. We still are. We just don't go like we did. But really very careful, and with the people we hunted with were very careful people. But it's still that accident that can happen then. Well, he was number 1 in the family. Aunt Edna was number 2. Aunt Tave was number 3. Uncle Milt was number 4. My daddy was number 5. Uncle Lon was number 6. And Jack, which had no children, that died real early in his young adult life from an accident, was number 7. So that first thing I needed my paper to tell me what I already knew.
Who came up with that? That's a real clever idea. Did you come up with
I
that?
went to a 50th wedding anniversary of a couple that had 11 or 12 children. I don't remember which now, but anyway, they had a large family. And this is the way they had their name tags. They had their name and then where they placed in the family. Because those of us that had been away from them all of the years did not know their children. We just knew who they were. So I thought it was a real cute way to identify. So that's your identification. Keep it.
Mine's same as yours.
Yes, those that were husbands or wives, the way I just indicated it.
You weren't listening to the stereo while you did it.
No, everything was turned off. And Nick doesn't talk very much anyway, so he was no problem.
We're glad you didn't interfere.
We thank him.
It won't grow up, so she'll have to get with us again. So we're all gradually learning whose children are whose. And I hope we all can do this, but she was able to come and be with us today. We're so glad that she could. That she
Okay, tell us how she
Callie
found out.
lives in Fort Worth, in Hearst. Callie, her name is Skidmore. She was on the Denton side of the family. And my daddy, that register, I have to go over it several times after I think about it each time. Don't he? I have to tell you something, I hadn't even thought about doing this, but Callie, as well as some of the others, Callie's family lived up on Hostetto High, is my way of putting it up there. And there was a railroad track not too far from where they lived. We had Coleman lights, and those of you that camp or know anything about the Coleman lights, you know those two little wicks that are there, when you turn it out, they just gradually go dim, and then there's just a little light there. Well, this is what Aunt Merle and Uncle Lee had. So what does Doris do? She says that's the hobo's eyes. And she kept just, I remember she stood here, the person was able to come today. Couldn't dig in the yard, I didn't think Kenneth wanted to. And Alpha Jean has her hands full of work, yes, so they don't even do those. So we chose the route that maybe something that she had.
Well, I heard Diane working in the yard.
Working in the yard, did you say?